I'm about to cook some stuff. A lot of stuff, actually. I've got a couple of things that I'm going to need. A couple of things I'm going to use. I've got a hot damn kitchen. A small little kitchen. I got a great big pot. It's filthy dirty. It was used to make French onion soup last night. And you could still see the onions. That's just dirty stuff. I've got a list of stuff that I need. No directions, just stuff that I need. That list of stuff is just a guideline. Like for instance, it says we're going to use 2.5 to 3 pounds of whole chicken. No, we're not going to use 2.5 to 3 pounds of whole chicken. We're going to use 6.5 pounds of chicken. 6.5. 4 cups of water. No. 8 cups of water. 2 cups of chicken broth. No. We don't use chicken broth. I got some bouillon cubes. Bouillon! I've done this before and they're better this way. Bouillon. I think that's how you say it. That's the new Strokes album, which is awesome, by the way. And it looks like a CD, but that's actually a vinyl album. It's a great big album. I don't have anything, a point of reference. Yes, I do. Look at this sheet of paper. Great big album. There's a little tiny sheet of paper. Great big vinyl album. See? We're getting prehistoric up in here. This is how our parents did it. Wait for it. That pot is clean now, kind of. It's kind of clean. If there's anything in there, it's like remnants of the French onion soup from last night, which probably isn't going to hurt this thing, but just something I thought was noteworthy. My girlfriend was telling me the other day about how her and her mom were talking about how women like to stick to recipes, but guys are really good at kind of being a little bit crazy with the recipes, and it comes out pretty good. So this is no tutorial, but this is how I do it. Imagination! 2 cups of water. No! 6 cups of water. 2 cups of chicken broth. No! 4 more cups of water. It's a good time to start heating it up. Each chicken bouillon cube here is going to make, it's supposed to add 1 cup of water. It's calling for 2 cups of chicken broth. We're going to add 6 bouillon cubes. 6. 1 carrot, 1 medium onions, 1 medium onions, plural, 1 stalk of celery. No! 5 carrots. 2, maybe 3 onions, 6 stalks of celery. 6 carrots now. Go big. And you're going to cut up the carrots, cut up the celery, then add the carrots and the celery. Not the onions, the carrots and the celery. Then we're going to add 2 more chicken bouillon cubes. And I'll tell you why, and this is absolutely essential. Look at this. Because you're being creative. The recipe didn't say so. You're doing creative things. Using your brain. Making it delicious. You got to have the flavor. Be creative. Stir it. Don't be afraid of steam. Be mindful of the fact that steam is hotter than fire. Be a man. Start chopping the onions. Do not cry. No tears. 1 tear, and you might as well throw the whole thing away. It's ruined. Bad batch. No tears. It's calling for half a teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Do not measure out your salt and pepper. Don't. Add it generously and as much as you think it needs. Don't overdo the salt. Definitely overdo the pepper. Now take a look in your spice rack and find something that the recipe doesn't call for that you think would be good. And grab it. I found cayenne pepper. Adding some generously. Very generously. 1 cup of milk. No! 2 cups of milk. Crank the heat and bring it to a frothy boil. You might notice here, we got a little waiting to do. Warning! Warning! Chicken, multiple chickens, were harmed in the making of this video. Specifically 5 chickens gave their life so that we could have this particular meal that we are going to enjoy here at our household. 5 brave, innocent chickens. No remorse. Wash the chicken off good. Get the gunk out. Squeeze that stuff out. See that? You don't even want to know what that is. Drop the chicken. That makes 5. You'll see it's frothy, it's boiling. They feel nothing. Very, very dead. Cap that bad boy. Turn it down. It needs to simmer for approximately 65 minutes. 65 minutes. Start. Gonna clean up the work area. Not near done yet. It's dumpling time. 2 cups of flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, 3 teaspoons of shortening, and 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk. No! 6 cups of flour, 2 cups of buttermilk, and I don't like to use tablespoons. I make my own amounts. You want to go heavy with the flour. This is your dumplings. Lots of dumplings. Lots of buttermilk. Not too much. If you put too much buttermilk in there, add more flour. You're not just customizing. You're finessing. Finessing. Be generous when you know, get in there. Don't be afraid to get in there when you start mixing all this stuff together. Be very generous with the shortening. Be not so generous with the salt. If you over salt the dumplings, you're screwed. You got to get in there. Dirty. You should see the screen on this thing right here. You really gotta see that consistency. There's lots of shortening in there. Some salt, some flour. I'm about to add the buttermilk. Then I'm gonna get all crazy with my hands again. So you need to use your hands until you get one of these guys. A great big guy, looks like a brain. And you notice I got the flour and the milk out. Because if it's too flaky, you add more milk. If you add too much milk, you add more flour. Leave the flour out when you're done. When you're looking for the brain, make the brain. Make the brain, and don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. This is about to be my work area. I had to clean this off. Look, I sterilized it. I did bleach, just cleaned it all up. But you need a big area. I don't got a big cutting board or anything. I'm going to use this great big area, which is clean. I'm going to flour the area. You really can't go too much with this. Just flour your area. Make a mess. It's going to be messy. That's just how it's going to be. Messy little area. Alright, if you can get the whole brain on there, perfect. I don't got a big enough area. I'm going to do it in chunks. And I don't got a bread roller. So, I make do. Because I'm a dude. That's half my dough brain right there. I did that with my hands. Be generous with the flour. You don't got to worry about the flour. I used my hands so far. It needs to be a little bit thinner. Creativity. Look at that. The cool thing about using this is it doesn't just roll out dough. It also serves other purposes. Alright, I left the beer bottle in there for a reference, but look. These are going to be your dumplings. There's no way to do this exactly. I just like to simplify it. Kind of take this route right here. Just, you know, you can see what I'm doing here. Chop, chop, chop. Kind of like what Buffalo Bill probably would. A fat chick in, if you've ever seen Silence of the Lambs. That's kind of what you're looking for. Yeah, see? Look what I'm doing. And really, you can make big ones, you can make small ones. Sometimes I make little small ones. Sometimes I roll them up into balls. But this time, I'm just going to make little squares. And then I'll show you what I'll do next. This is gonna take a while because I mean I still got half the brain and that. This takes a while. This is not fun, to be honest. Buffalo Bill. I'm not even joking when I say this thing takes a long time. See, I like to put them on a plate. This is just half the brain. See, I still got the other half of the brain. Actually, this is more like a little bit less than half. This is going to be a bigger portion. That took like 25 minutes. But you want to keep putting flour on them so they don't get stuck together. And you're going to let them sit out for just a little while so they get a little bit hard. Starting to sound like Chef Boyardee. Or I'm about to get started on this. The second half of my brain. Wait a second. Tell me that doesn't look like a monkey skull. Alright. So I got 2 big humongous plates. Lots of dumplings that I've cut up. That used to be the brain. Now it's a bunch of dumplings. You'll notice there's lots of flour on them. Good. Chicken should be about done. 5 very, very hot, very, very cooked chickens. You're going to de-skin these and you're going to end up deboning them. Take all the meat off. I like to eat the dark meat chicken. And these things are still going to cook a little bit longer, so it looks kind of red. It's not. It's cooked. That's just the way this thing's looking right now. There's the broth. Let these guys cool down, because they are so hot. Alright, right now the recipe says I'm supposed to strain all those vegetables out of the broth that I made. You want to retain the broth because you can actually use that for the chicken dumplings. I say no! You don't have to have chicken dumplings with celery and carrots and onions in it. I happen to prefer it. They taste awesome. They've been cooking in all that chicken bouillon sauce. It's love. It's love. Keep the vegetables. Strain them, but keep them, because you might find some bones or something in there. I'll show you how I do it. See that delicious broth down there? See, they want you to throw this away. I say I'll say I'll go through this and take out like that chicken skin that came off, but I'm keeping the vegetables. For one reason. They're friggin' delicious. Doesn't that look like Campbell's soup to you? Like a humongous thing of Campbell's soup? Only one difference. Campbell didn't make that. I did. And I don't care who you are, that's delicious. There was only like a little bit of chicken skin in there. And I even like chicken skin. Some people don't, but I ate the chicken skin. Fried chicken skin, I grew up on that stuff. Give me the skin. That's going back in my chicken and dumplings dish. Alright, I debone the chicken. That's a lot of skin and like smaller pieces of meat. There's the chicken. I kind of shred it up a little bit. I kind of go through it twice because you can really pick out the bones and stuff. But that's all the big fleshy pieces. And it's all dark meat and it's delicious. And if you really want to do it the fast way, you can use white meat, no bones, but flavor, man. Flavor. There's a particular reason this is in this particular bowl. There are no bones. Bones are there. There's a lot of fatty, smaller pieces of meat. God, it looks gross when you close up like that, doesn't it? Ugh. Hey, Tubbs. You want a treat? Hey, Tubbs. He won't respond to me at all. Alright, we're back on the oven with stove. We need this guy to be boiling again. Once it starts boiling, I'm going to start dropping these in there. A couple at a time. Let them cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. They'll expand. They're going to make that little bit, that's going to grow exponentially. See, it's getting frothy. I'm going to start dropping these bad boys in. They'll splash. See, it's going to get frothy fast. Anyway, let me get the rest of these things in. This takes a few minutes. I mean, it literally just took me 15 minutes to put all the dumplings in there. You'll see how much higher this thing came. See how full it is now. The chicken's not even in there yet. But you want to stick them in there like 3 or 4 at a time because they'll get stuck together. You don't want them to get stuck together. But that's an awful lot of dumplings, and they're only going to get bigger, or like thicker, and more delicious because of the sauce. And so yeah, I'm gonna let that go for like a minute or two. I'm gonna throw that in. I'm gonna stir that up, let it go for like 2 more minutes with a top on it. I'm gonna take the top off and turn off the heat and just let it cool and cook itself a little bit more. It'll get thicker and it'll get delicious. And there's a whole ton of it. I don't know what I can use for reference, but It's a big pot of love. Completely empty. Here it is now. I put the chicken in there. I've been letting it sit for a little while. It's a great big pot. Full of love. Took a couple hours. That's what's up. That's what's up right now. Check out my working area too. Back to normal. I even did some dishes. Everything's in the dishwasher. So ready to eat. Now I know there ain't a damn thing that you've learned from this video. Like I said, it's no tutorial. I was just bored. My girlfriend's at work and I got the day off and I wanted to cook some chicken and dumplings. And I wasted 15 to probably 16 minutes of your time. It's taken me several hours to do this. But I hope you're hungry. My girlfriend's going to be home in 15 minutes. It was really good.